why I stopped using digital SLRs. That's not completely true. When I started my video career in 2002, digital SLRs weren't out yet. Everybody was still using proper video cameras. And I had a 7-year career before digital SLRs even were a thing. So I got used to having built-in Xlr inputs, built-in ND filters, and zoom controls. And basically I got used to having all those functions in one camera. With a camera like that, you can really hit the ground running. You don't have to worry about having to build out some crazy rig. But when digital SLRs came out, it was great because now you have these much bigger sensors. They give you a better looking image. You can get a shallower depth of field, which is just great. It looks fantastic. But that's not everything to video production. And I think now a lot of people have fooled themselves into thinking that you have to have this big sensor. You have to have everything shot in a shallow depth of field, and that's just not true. If you're a one-man band like me, efficiency is everything, and when I'm on a shoot, I need to be able to immediately take my camera out the bag and hit the ground running and be ready to go. So often with the digital SLR, and this is even a problem I was running into, if I was shooting, say, a 2-person interview, I would have to put on a cold shoot on top of my digital SLR for my audio recorder and my 2 other microphones. In some cases that's fine, but now you have the problem of having your audio and your video separate. In most cases, that's fine. It's pretty easy to sync up audio with video. But if you're a running gun guy like me who needs to be able to turn around edits pretty fast, if you have a lot of interviews, it sucks to be able to have to sync that audio up. And yes, I understand there's software and programs that will automatically sync it up for you, but that's just an extra step in my process that I don't want. I want to be able to immediately take the file off and hit the ground running editing. If you're trying to build out a rig that does everything you need, now you have this big cumbersome transformer of a contraption that you have to work with. And you run the risk of dropping stuff or just things just getting confusing. It's too much to work with sometimes. And I think with a proper video camera, everything's built in, everything's ready to go, and it'll make your life a hell of a lot easier. I recently bought the Sony NX80. So far, it's been a great camera to use. It's really easy. It has the built-in Xlr Inputs, the built-in ND filters. It also shoots 4K, which I haven't shot in yet, but hopefully soon I'll test that out. But everything I'm doing now is basically 1080. I've shot in a few different conditions so far with this camera. I've shot outside, I've shot inside, I shot in a snowstorm, and it's giving me a really great image. The Sony NX80 also has the 1-inch chip now, which it isn't as big as the crop sensor or full frame sensor on digital SLR, but it's much better than previous camcorders and video cameras. With the Sony cameras, it gives you 10 different picture profiles to use. Everything from cinematic profiles all the way to super flat and everything in between. It's almost too many for me. I've chosen to basically use the cinema profile, which gives me a nice crisp looking image. It gives me nice blacks. The colors are pretty neutral, and it's easy to grade if I have to, but out the camera it looks pretty good. If you're a one-man operation like myself, being able to have everything in one camera ready to go is a much better solution for you than a digital SLR.